Hey everybody, welcome to a special episode of the Irish Wrestling Podcast. I'm delighted today to be joined by, he's the onion in your burger, he's the sugar in your tea, the leader of Longford. He is the Irish Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Bull, CBL. CBL, how are things? Welcome to the show.
Not too bad, Jar. How are you keeping yourself? You're tipping along
Good,
all right?
good man, good man. As we're recording this, last night AEW had their All-In show, so I just want to ask you first, did you stay up to watch it, or were you around to watch it? Were you?
Not last night. I've caught snippets here and there from today. Obviously, unreal to see something like
Yeah,
that in
yeah.
the UK so close, and then a few of the Irish heads popping up here and
Yeah,
there.
it's brilliant to see them
Always
there,
great to
yeah.
see. Yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit tired. I stayed out. Well, I watched the whole thing yesterday and got up to go to work today, so I'm a bit groggy. But we'll get into it anyway. Just for everybody who's tuning in, like who may not be familiar with your background, how did you end up in wrestling, and what made you decide to become a wrestler in the first place?
So I myself am from a little small town in the north of Longford called Granard,
Yeah,
probably about 1,200 to 1,400 people. Small town. Just like anyone seen wrestling on TV and was just memorized. But I think it was definitely, it was something I actually said to him only a couple of nights ago, was that in 2009 I seen Sheamus went to the WWE Championship. And like that exact point, I like at that age, I remember saying to myself, like, okay, I'm gonna have to move to Dublin at some
yeah,
point.
yeah.
That's gonna have to be the course of actions, and that's kind of just a moment in my life to kind of set the course for a lot of it. So, and I met Seamus the other night,
I
and
saw, yeah, it was brilliant.
he was after a few, so I think it was a bit him one ear and out the other, but I'm sure it's not the last time we get to tell him. So, yeah,
I definitely say it's not the last time you'll bump into him and rub shoulders with him.
well, I hope
I'm
not.
sure he was suffering the next day after. They seemed to have a good time.
Yeah, yeah, they seem to have taken over Dublin himself and Pat
Yeah,
McAfee.
it
So
was crazy scenes. They were skull and pints all night, and I'm not sure if they ended up in
I'm sure it
coppers or
has to
not.
be done. It has to
Yeah,
be done.
yeah.
Work hard, play hard. It's
Why not? Why not? So when did you make the move? When did you decide to go to Dublin? When did you decide to start?
So I've been kind of in and out of it the last 6 or 7 years. So I would have started training in Fight Factory in 2017. So been trains and buses up and
Yeah,
here and there and everything up ever since. So it's always kind of been a busy thing, but it's always life is always kind of orientated around it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely tricky, a fair bit of a distance from home, and it's a lot of the
Say
time
so.
you're not at home.
Yeah.
So but happy all the same, you know what
Did
I
you
mean?
did you did you move to Dublin permanently, or are you still making the trek up and down between?
I'm living in Dublin at the minute, but it'll be sometimes periods I've lived up here and periods I
Yeah,
went back to moving back and forth. So, yeah, it's a bit mad, but yeah, I'm up here at the minute, so it just works out better for me
yeah.
training and keeping on top of all those things and just pursuing it the best I can.
What was it like going into Fight Factory? Was Fight Factory you went to first? That was your first
Yeah.
trip?
So Fight Factory is as far as I'm concerned in wrestling, it's my home. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. I'm a big believer in like the community side of it and all that it's done for me. So, yeah, I went in there at 19. Didn't know me head from my arse. And like what a place to be training. I've
Yeah.
spent the last like 7 years primarily trained under LJ Cleary, along with a lot of others like Michael May. Martin Steers, Phil Boyd, they've always been kind of regulars as well. But
Yeah.
like LJ Clary, like I think if anyone knows anything about Irish wrestling, or I suppose now it's getting to the point where it's bigger than just Irish wrestling. It's
Yeah.
kind of worldwide now that like he's getting a bit more known but yeah, learning from the best.
What's it like for the people in Fight Factory and seeing LJ getting that, platform now, like, he's starting to get recognized
Like
globally.
it's not like I just feel like there's very little people you meet in your life with a mindset like him.
Mm,
He's a marvel to watch. Do you know what
yeah.
I mean? And his mindset is just something on a different level from anyone else. Like I think nobody's surprised. We all just kind of knew it was a matter of time. Like really and truly, we all just knew it was a
Yeah.
matter of time. So, yeah, it's good to see him just killing it, and no one better for it.
How did you adapt your like when you come into it, you're a big enough lad, like compared to a lot of the people maybe in Fight Factory. How did you adapt your style? That were you coming in as did you want to be a big powerhouse, or did you want to do high flying, or what was your mindset going in there? Did you think?
I suppose I didn't really know what I wanted. All I wanted to do was a bit of wrestling,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think like I'm not massive, but I'm a lot bigger than some of the guys that like I kind of train when they will be a bit
Hmm.
more faster paced. But the Fight Factory, like the style that we kind of specialize there is that kind of old school British style that they came
Yeah.
over from like the NWA Hammerlock and
Hmm.
stuff like that. So I always like enjoyed that technical side of things, but I feel like now I'm kind of finding my way a bit more. Like I'm training 7 years this
Yeah,
October,
yeah.
which is mad to
It's
think, but
crazy.
I feel like only in the last couple of months I'm kind of coming into myself of like what I'm feeling good at, and I feel like you can see that if you watch me wrestle, and it's a non-stop learning curve. But yeah, I think like there's a lot of people around there that are good at a lot of things. There's people that have been to like LJ has been in Japan now, but I've
Yeah,
also learned from like Michael May, who was in Japan before, and he's telling me what he's learned there. He's trained all over the UK. He's bringing that back. So
yeah.
like, even though these people might specialize in one area, they're still miles above everyone in other areas that they're not always showcasing. You know.
The would inspire you, like, yourself, like, obviously nobody thinks they're going to automatically get the WWE or go to a big company, but when you see LJ, grinding, he's working with all these companies, in the UK and Europe and now into Japan. Like, does it inspire yourself and people in Faith Factor think, that's where you want to be, that's the level you want to get to?
Oh, 100%. I think that's something that like there is like I think Five Factory is very special with the kind of mindset that we have on the mats. Like
Mm.
it's very hard work based, and it's everyone wants to like there's a lot of friendly competition there, which is
Yeah, yeah,
amazing and fantastic. But yeah, I think like LJ like said like he said it at when he wrestled Mike May Contenders that Michael set the blueprint. But I
yeah, yeah,
think LJ made a new blueprint off of that, and now we're all following that. You know what I mean? So I think it's the two lads are fundamental in everything that I've
yeah,
ever
yeah.
done. So yeah, like definitely following as many footsteps as I can.
And you're obviously following the footsteps now because you are currently the Irish junior heavyweight champion. You're
Yeah,
following the footsteps like LJ, Jordan Devlin, Valkyrie,
the
Be
big
Cool,
lad.
Sammy D. Look at it.
Haha, no green screen isn't going to work to our
It doesn't
benefit
work for
there,
stuff, does it? You
yeah.
can't show anything off in it.
But
Um,
yeah, like that championship, like it's like something that I sometimes don't believe that I'm holding, and I feel
yeah,
like obviously I won the championship last September, so it's coming
yeah,
up in a
it's
year now
a
since I won
year,
it.
yeah,
But unfortunately, there was a couple of months where I wasn't like active,
yeah,
so I think I'd add another level of hunger when I came back to like prove myself. I stepped back into the ring. My first match back was a triple threat with two of the best in the country,
yeah,
LJ and Fabio. Um, I've also defended against Omari and a few more here and there. And yeah, it's a big honor. It's a huge honor, and I look at it as like it's front like you're the captain of the
yeah.
team in a lot of senses, and that's how I look at it. Like I love Fight Factory. I love like
Hmm.
not just like the shows and the wrestling. Like I
Yeah,
love our club. I love everything that like all the people there have given to me, the life skills, everything that I've learned from it. Like it's an amazing place.
yeah. How are you after the injury? Like, it was
Yeah, I'm
you were.
great. I'm great.
Mhm.
It was I actually like I tore my PCL on my knee, but
Oh,
what a lot of people didn't know was only a couple of weeks before that I tore my groin on the other side.
oh,
Yeah, so but like
Christ.
I talked to physios and stuff like that, and the general synopsis was that I was doing too much. So and I'm back like last week, like for training 4 days a week in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and that's like the general, and it's just
Yeah,
focusing a lot more on recovery now as well. So, um, yeah, like I think it was a period where I kind of needed to rest my body a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Obviously a tough one, but all the same, like I think it's benefited me more in the long term because I think it kind of sets you back to realize and evaluate the whole scene.
yeah.
You kind of look at what makes me different, what makes me, stand out and all that kind of stuff. And I tell you, you'd be raring to go after a bit of a
Yeah,
time
I can
off. Like
imagine.
it's
Yeah,
all I
coming
wanted to do
back.
was
It
wrestle.
was it was nice of them. Like, in some promotions you could have been just stripped of the title if you're going to be out that
Yeah.
long, but they decided to keep you champion, which would have, must be some sort of honor. Like, because they could have easily just said, "No, we'll take it off you and give it to somebody else." But
Yeah,
they,
definitely,
they have that
definitely.
belief in you to be champion and come back and do what you did when you came back, and take out LJ and Fabio and that, a phenomenal triple threat match. So,
Yeah,
how,
definitely. Like, there's like the side of it that like I know Fight Factor we didn't run for a couple of months, so
yeah.
I benefit from just
Hmm.
luck in that sense. But also it was a thing of like, yeah, like for the club to be like, yeah, do you know what, we're gonna leave it with you. It kind of worked out, but yeah, like you want to honor that as well, and that's why, like, try like that's why I'm able to hop into that ring with like
Yeah.
two of the best in the country, LJ and Fabio, and be at their level. Because it is a case of wanting to prove myself, wanting to honor the championship, want to honor everything there, and just really be as good as I can and be one of the best in the country.
Yeah, yeah, and like you are being, like you're being recognized as one of the best in the country now, not just with Fight Factor, like you're starting to appear, everywhere. You're on, as they say, you're grinding. You're showing up in RCW, you're showing up in Hard Knocks, and you seem to be adapting your character, as
Mhm.
you go through different promotions, like in Hard Knocks. You say, you kind of slightly changed your persona with Hard Knocks, and you're due to face Galacini on September
Mhm.
1st at Undeniable. What's your thoughts going into that? Are you going in like, 'cause obviously he's going to be a hometown favorite? What's your
Yeah,
thoughts on the Limerick
definitely.
crowd?
You say like I adapt, and it is true, and I think it's something I've been very fortunate of in
Mm,
like I like what you see is what you get with a lot of myself in the
yeah,
ring, and I feel like people recognize me for something that they can relate to. I am a small town country lad. Do you know what I mean? It is
yeah,
what it is,
yeah,
and people love to have a laugh at that. People love to have fun with that, and that's why like there is that adaptiveness because it's connection with the people that I'm going
yeah,
to. Like I'll go down to Cork and those people are mental. They just want to laugh. They want a
yeah,
good
yeah,
night out, and I'm 100% here for that. But it's that thing as well. Like you mess with the bull, you get the horns, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
that
yeah,
for anyone if it comes to it. But yeah, like the Limerick crowd, not always the biggest fan of myself, and you know what? That's fine. I know I'm stepping in to the ring with Galacini. Look, Galacini, someone I really like. Galacini is someone that really came up last year in a big way.
hmm,
But, I think as well, like maybe 2 years ago, I was in that position where I was kind of known as the fun lad,
yeah.
known for the singing and dancing. But, I had to
Handing out
change
sandwiches
gears.
to people.
Yeah, like, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
still do that.
yeah,
like, I am still the same lad, but I've proved I can switch gears. I've
yeah,
proved that if someone pushes me buttons, they're getting a dig back. So I think in many regards, this match, with Galacini, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, he's in his hometown crowd, but like, you look at all I've done over those last 2 years since I've kind of stepped up because
yeah,
I wrestled LJ Cleary 2 years ago in a really big step up moment and then defeated him in a British rounds match, which is no easy task.
yeah,
And I think there's a big question here of like, is Galacini going to switch gears? Is he going to step up? Is he going to be able to do it? Is he just singing and dancing? Because I don't,
yeah.
honest to God, I don't care if it's in the back garden. I don't care if it's in Limerick. I will batter him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's his time to step up and prove himself.
He is trying to prove himself as well because he's not in the tag team anymore.
Yep.
He's on his own, so he is out there trying to prove himself. So he's got to have a tough challenge in that match. Like, so I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to be on commentary for it, so
Mhm.
we'll be really hyped up for that one. But like with having so many big promotions in Ireland, and you're able to like work on different aspects of your character. You can come in, you don't have to be one dimensional and stay in one promotion. You can go out and try out new things. Is it good for that, for everybody to have so many options to go out and you know try out new things with different promotions in Ireland?
Yeah, 100%. Like I think as well, like, you know, where everyone's aware of social medias and all like
Mm,
that, but seeing wrestling live is a totally different thing than
yeah,
actually just seeing your updates online and everything
yeah,
like
yeah,
that. And like I could go down like as I said, like it's the people in different places, and it's just like you kind of feed off that. I'm a
yeah,
very personal kind of person in that regard. That I want to feed off whatever I'm getting back, and I think yeah, that is definitely like the best learning is to just be able to like just be with people because that's what wrestling
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's just like if you find me funny, I want people to have a good laugh. If you find me annoying, I'm probably gonna try and annoy you more because that's gonna make me laugh. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And like, outside of just wrestling, like you said social media, you have to have a social media game these days, to not to say they make it, but people to stand out from the crowd. Your social media game is fucking on point. Like it's always, it's always memorable. People remember your promos or stuff you put out online. Is that something that you work on yourself? Do you have people working on that with you?
It's just myself, like, but I think, like, yeah, like you can see the way the tide is turning, and there is like people have short attention spans. Like that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
truth of it. Do you know what
it
I mean?
is.
Like, I think if anything. I enjoy having a laugh in it. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy having a laugh in it, and I think as well, like people are so dedicated to going to see wrestling. They're so dedicated to like there's a lot of like yourself and a lot of other guys in those that kind of community that'll go to so many shows.
Yeah,
They're everything, and it's mad, like because it's a graft for us to get to the shows. I can only imagine for yourselves, you know what I mean? And like, when it comes to like promos and stuff like that, like it's something I love because it's a huge part of wrestling. It's what made me fall in love with wrestling.
yeah,
And I feel like, I've had a joy in being able to tell stories and to be able to share more of myself with that. And
yeah,
I think it's why people get invested as well, because I think it's a part of wrestling that's important and some people kind of forget. And like, if you get to see me talk from the heart or whatever it is, you're going to be more invested, you're
yeah,
going to
yeah,
care more, and we're going to have a better connection there. And I love that.
yeah. And obviously, you've got probably family involved in the background there with Simon making up. Does he help out with some of the graphics there or your
Yes,
merchandise?
so my brother, Beely Designs.
Yeah,
He's a right Del boy. He is. So yeah, he's kind of self-trained in Photoshop, and he's fantastic at graphic design. As I said, I'm not a great tech whiz, so he's designed a lot of stuff for me, like t-shirts, everything like that. Like I as well with like t-shirts and stuff like that. I always like to put like a good creative input into it, and
yeah.
he refines everything. But like, I think if someone's willing to spend €20 on a t-shirt of mine,
There's your name on it.
like
Yeah,
yeah, like that's mind-boggling to me because I,
yeah,
I lined up I lined up at so many shows to buy shirts to buy, and I know that 20 quid isn't easy to come by. And
yeah,
if
yeah.
someone gets that, I want it to be something special, you know what I mean? So but yeah, we've got the Bull Tero Bull t-shirt
Brilliant
here, which is a
t-shirt. Yeah,
personal favorite, but
yeah.
like yeah, definitely cool. Like Simon, he does all the RCW graphics, the Five Factory graphics. He's done bits here and there for different people in Ireland. It's definitely cool to have him as a kind of part in Irish wrestling
Yeah,
as well. It's
yeah.
definitely a cool one.
Amazing. And is he? I'm not sure. Is he involved with your gold Copper's gold card promotion that's going on at the minute?
He
Your
would
little
have. I don't know if this is the. Oh no, we're not going to get there. The flyer. He designed the flyer for me. But yeah, like the coppers thing is something like I
where
checked
did
out
this
today.
where did this come from? Is this a real thing? Is Copper's got a gold card? Is this something that you're
So
aiming
a
to do?
copper skull card. Yeah, no, I am legit. I am straight to the moon with this here, Jared. Right. So copper face jacks at a
Yeah,
Dublin Institute. Right.
yeah,
It's it's culty heaven, right? They'll be playing anything from ABBA to Robbie Williams to all of them, all the classics, right? But if you're lucky enough to obtain a copper skull card, you get free entry, you can skip the queue, there's all these nuts and crannies to it, right? And I'm determined. I'm determined to get this gold card, and I'm determined to make this one of the biggest things to come out of Irish wrestling. Like I am having fun with it, and I want everyone to have fun with me. And just like I said, like everyone else, like getting involved in everything I've done in wrestling, like I wouldn't have won the Irish Junior Heavyweight Championship
yeah,
if it wasn't for everyone in that room having cheered my name, having like get behind me. And this is something that's like I launched this last Wednesday. We're less than a week in, and we've 156 signatures on it. Like it's
crazy.
growing, and it's only going to grow more. And I want to get like more eyes from outside of wrestling to look in at this. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going like I've good belief in this is gonna we've already got like coppers looking at it. We haven't heard much back from them yet, but we're gonna drive that home. We're gonna push on, and
Are you the
believe.
only one? Are you the only one in the country pushing for this? There's not a competition ongoing with
So there's no competition. This totally independent, like totally thing. Like I've had this idea for a long time, and I just needed a few components to be together. There's a lot of ideas coming up. There's a lot of things in the works that you'll see. Like it's not just a flyer that's going to be
yeah,
put out,
yeah,
and I'm begging. Because you will see me asked a lot on social media for people to sign the petition, right? Because I need the numbers. I want the people to get behind it. I want coppers to say this and go, right, well, we can't deny it. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But as well, like I have a lot of like active things that I want to do. I have a lot of things in plans ready to go over the next like few weeks, next few months. Like this is going to be a big part that like if you're following me, you're going to see this for a long time, and it's something
yeah.
I'm going to make a big deal.
Well, we're going to push as much as we can here. We're going to push this out to everybody. We're going to clip down this part of the interview. We're going to tag everybody in WWE in it. We're going to tag AEW in it. We're going to make everybody make sure get on and make sure we get CBL into Coppers. Have you been?
This is it.
Obviously you've been into Coppers before.
Ah,
If you've been
Jesus
like
Christ.
the
Haven't
regular
been
hotbed.
over. Haven't been over is the real question.
Brilliant. Coppers, if you're watching this, we want CBL to get that gold card. Get him in the door. You're not going to regret it. You know, he is the Irish junior heavyweight champion. He is going to be a big name in wrestling. Like, you're going to remember the day that he walked into your door with that gold card. It's like, oh, look, I see him on TV. Now,
It's going
he's
to be
the
a
guy.
monumental night.
Yeah,
We're
and
going
you
to have a
can't.
party.
Don't
We're
come
bringing
looking to
Marty
him.
Whelan and Marty Morrissey and all the boys. They're all coming out.
Don't go coming to CBL when he's rich and famous. So we'll give you a gold card now. Give it to him right now, today. Don't come to him in 10 years' time when he's, you know, multi-millionaire from wrestling. We
Let's
want
just
it
keep
today.
the fingers crossed. We may win the lotto, eh?
That's the dream. Before I let you go, CBL, like I said before, we always end our interviews with a 10 quick questions. It's a quick fire question. Just 10 things everybody should know about our guests. So just a bit of fun before we let you go. Are you ready?
Let's go on.
Okay. Tea or coffee?
Oh, tea bag in, a little bit of milk.
Beef or chicken?
Oh, I said chicken.
Okay. Stay up late or get up early?
Oh, probably stay up late and regret it after.
Pat the Baker, toasty loaf or wholemeal?
Oh, I'd say toasty. Yeah, toasty be a good job now.
Yeah,
Many no, I'll let you know on a little one there. Many of them I load into a van. There you go.
You did. I can
That is
imagine.
that is a genuine fact of my days in Pat the Baker, so I'm always loyal.
Travel 50 years into the past or 50 years into the future?
Oh Jesus, I'm struggling with the moment I'm in, you know, but we'll go backwards. We'll go back, yeah, we'll go back and have a look.
Would you prefer to have rich friends or loyal friends?
Ah, loyal friends.
Perfect. Does Luigi's have the best curry chips in Ireland?
That's not a question. That's a rhetorical one there. Yes, Luigi's in Longford is the best curry chip in the country.
It's something I think everybody needs to go up to Longford and get those curry chips.
I'm telling you, Luigi's.
My cousin was stationed in Longford for a couple of years, and we were there. I don't think I had the curry chips, but I've definitely been to Luigi's.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's yeah, that's a go-to now.
Yeah. Should wrestling be allowed at centre parks?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, let's get that happening.
I think that's something.
Let's get that going. Yeah, that's it. That moving. Yeah, I'm up for that.
That's something we need to get happening. Yeah. Who's your Mount Rushmore of wrestlers who like inspires you to be a wrestler? Obviously, you said Sheamus earlier, but who else would be on that Mount Rushmore?
Definitely Sheamus could probably take 4 heads on it. You know what I mean? But I'd say Sheamus. Edge is up there. I'd probably say John Cena and Kurt Angle.
Nice list. Cool. Last question. Was kind of famously Mel Gibson's mother is from Longford, and she named them after the church or the cathedral there, St. Mel. Is that right?
St. Mel's is the cathedral just across from where we ran the show in Longford.
Right.
St. Mel's Cathedral.
That's what Mel Gibson's named after. So if you came to visit, where would you take him?
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
I bring him back up the road to Cullenkill, where his outlassie's from. It'd be only up the road from Granard, so he's only outside of Granard, really. So I'd probably bring him to Cullenkill, and probably tip off into Luigi's, you know yourself.
Curry chips and a big toasty Pat the Baker loaf.
Well, this is it, yeah. We'll look after him.
That's 10 things everybody should know about CBL. So next time you see him, make sure you buy him a cup of tea, dip in, drop of milk, or get him some chicken, or
There we go.
There you go. Thanks for playing. Before I let you go, we mentioned already Fight Factory's 17th anniversary show is coming up on the 27th of September. You're due to face Fabio. What can everybody expect for that show and for the match specifically?
Yeah, I think like if you're following Fight Factory this year, we're working on a reduced schedule, but like that's all that's reduced and everything else is amped up. Like the last 2 shows we've sold out, we've had like proper to be in front of a crowd like that is incredible. Like proper, like electric, everyone's feeling alive, everyone's buzzing. Really, really something special, as well. Like as we said, it being like it's an honor being champion, but like 17th year anniversary show,
Massive.
like the
Yeah.
anniversary show being champion's pretty special. And I've already I've beaten Fabio in a triple threat. He pinned him and LJ Cleary at the same time. So,
Wicked
I'm
pin.
quite
Yeah.
confident going in. But yeah, like look, Fabio, like he's a bit of a, he's a bit of a, I don't know what to call him, but regardless of his actions as a late, like he is one of the greatest Irish junior heavyweight champions of all time. That's something I respect and someone who I would have looked up to for a period. So I'm sure it's going to be a challenge one-on-one without any distractions, but I feel like it's going to be a very, very big night for the club, and it's going to be a special show that you're not going to want to miss. So,
Yeah.
if you've been following, the last two shows are sold out, so get on that
Yeah,
now, lads.
we have the link in the description here. Make sure you go and check out if they aren't sold out by the time this airs.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on a hell of a show. And one other thing, you actually wrestled recently in Longford for Fight Factory's had that
Yes,
show in Longford. What was it
so
like?
yeah, so on Sunday there, we brought Fight Factory back to the Temperance Hall in Longford Town. So it's the second year in a row. So the first year we came back last August, which was just mad, like
Hmm.
after all these years, it was as well like seeing people from home mix with people from
Yeah,
wrestling. It was like two worlds colliding for me, a bit of a weird one, but yeah, like I wrestled LJ Cleary in a singles match last year, pushed to the limit, like, it was
yeah,
absolutely no joke. But yeah, nothing really different this year other than being able to come back as champion, which is again a huge, huge honor.
yeah.
And getting to defend that in front of a hometown crowd, even like kind of mad stuff, like even someone from the Longford Football Club reaching
Hmm.
out
Yeah,
and giving me a jersey to wear out and stuff like that. So getting to represent, like, not just getting to represent, like, I'm representing Fight Factory, I'm representing my club, I'm getting to represent home, and like so many different ways, and it's all intertwining, and it's all
yeah,
very, very special. So to get to do that show 2 years in a row, very special. So
yeah.
I'm sure we'll Fight Factory will be back in Longford again.
Yeah, it must have been mad because like you said at the start, you're 2009, you're watching Sheamus, you're like, oh, that's what you want to do, and there you are in Longford, in a Longford jersey, wearing a championship belt held by like Jordan Devlin and
Yeah.
Aoife Valkyrie and people like that who are now big stars in WWE, and here you are now on the cusp of doing something great with that title and your own career going forward.
Yeah, and this is it. Like it's like I wear that like with pride of what, like, representing my club, representing the school and all that kind of stuff. But as well, like as you said, it's a huge platform
Yeah,
for myself also. And I think the last, like, I had my first match back, I think it was probably, it could be 3 months to the day actually, but like since then, like, I've had probably more main events than anything.
yeah,
And it's like really stepping up, really switching gears, really pushing myself to the limit. Like even like setbacks, like I don't know, like I came back and one of maybe my second, third match back, it's a main event and I split my head open,
yeah,
not
that's
going
right.
to
Yeah, yeah,
plans. Um so that was a wee setback as well, and having to take a little bit of time off, which isn't like, at that point you're just raring to go.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know what I mean? So yeah, I think the time away, everything, whatever, all the hard work that's gone into everything, I'm like at like a championship tier. Not just the championship is making me that, like it's the work ethic, it's the commitment, it's the sacrifice, everything there is tiered in like a like championship quality,
yeah.
championship level wrestler.
Excellent. And you're due to get that rematch with Andy Steele in RCW
Yes,
in
me and Andy
September as well.
Steele. Me and Andy Steele are stepping into the ring in mid-September in a bull rope match. So it's the first time anyone's seen that in RCW. It could be the first bull rope match in Irish wrestling. Not
I
that I
don't
can
rem
remember
I
one
don't
anyway.
don't know if there's one in Irish wrestling
Yeah,
history. I'll have to
so
research that, but I don't think there was
yeah.
one.
So that'll be an interesting one, but
Yeah.
like, I think as I said, Cork's one of my favorite places to wrestle. You know what I mean? It's a very, very special place. And I think it's unfortunate what happened the first time around when we came back to RSW, but it is what it is, and we keep on charging on. And I tell you,
Yeah.
Andy Steele is getting kicked from here to Timbuktu, and I think coming for his mate then after that. So we'll see how that goes.
Excellent. CBL, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Lads, if you ever want to see CBL, 4th of September, Hard Knocks, 14th of September in RCW, and the 27th of September in Fight Factory. This September is a big month for CBL and for Irish wrestling. So get out to live Irish wrestling. Go out and support Irish wrestling. If you like, WWE and AEW, and you haven't been to an Irish independent show, you're missing out. So there's wrestling all over the country. Go out and see at least one show, and guarantee you'll never not go to another show again. So CBL, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. And lads, let's always like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.